Sì, grazie a tutti. Grazie Boris per aver organizzato.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Questa riunione qua. Grazie.
Thank you, Boris.
Kaja, a Katrina, Pavel, a John.
Unfortunately, there's no sound arriving.
Il tentativo di migliorare l'apporto.
There's no sound. The interpreters can't hear. All right, now.
Start, please.
Okay. Thank you, John. Thank you, Kaja. Sentite adesso?
Thank you, John. Thank you, Kaya. Can you hear me now? Yes, excellent. So, thank you for this discussion. We started them to find a path to strengthen our security and our defense, to strengthen the EU and NATO, to bring the nations together, bring together those nations who contribute most to European defense. And after 1 year, we've made a lot of progress. One, because we talked about our experience, about our expectations, about our problems. We tried to find solutions for that. In our work, we have the complete agreement of the European Union to work together with us, and also a willingness to reduce red tape that used to be an obstacle in order to strengthen our European cooperation. We try to bring together European defense and industry more and use synergies to support Ukraine. Everyone has their individual issues. Today we addressed additional ones. We talked about cyber attacks and other hybrid attacks that are directed against our nations and our populations, and we discussed how we can counter that. We'd like to thank Dennis for joining us online to tell us about the situation in Ukraine on the ground now at the onset of the fourth winter. And we reaffirmed that the entire West is at its side. We talked about problems. We thanked Dennis and President Zelensky that they are prepared to counter corruption in their country. And we also saw how Russia is trying to use disinformation in situations like that. The High Representative told us an important date. She pointed out, she said that 93% of Russian attacks are directed against civilian targets. There's hardly any military targets, and so there is a war of Russia against the Ukrainian population, and Europe has understood that from day one, and that's the reason why we stand by the side of Ukraine steadfastly. We're not leaving them alone, because Ukraine's fight is not fought for ideology, but it's fought because Putin's expansionism is at the root of that. And if we had not supported Ukraine, we don't know what we would have faced. So Ukraine has helped us to reposition ourselves. I'm talking about myself now, but I could talk about Germany, UK, Poland, France. Maybe they had a different posture, but our defense capacities were more geared towards international crisis management. And in the last 3 years, we changed a lot, Germany too. And so we talked about, for example, we started addressing issues that we hadn't addressed before. The role of NATO, not at the Eastern Front, but at the Northern and Southern Front too. That is all becoming more and more important for our nations, for our economies. And we need to be aware that we need to strengthen our armed forces, because the growth of investment in defense for Germany and for the European people. Well, what's happening here is important for France. What's happening in France is important for the Italians. Everything is important for everyone else. That's what it means being European. That's what it means addressing the situation properly. And this format has allowed us to take steps forward, to solve problems, and that's why we're going to continue with this format, because we have a responsibility politically, militarily, to address this new era of defense. We have one goal only: to ensure stability, security, peace for our populations. Thank you.